That's a very appropriate question. I'll try to answer not only from my point of view of a machine translation manager in a company, but from someone who's involved in discussions on a monthly basis. I think I was commenting before, I'm co-founder of a special interest group in GALA, which is the Association of Global Association of Localization Companies. And with Viveta Jean, who's also a member of a translation company, we have a monthly meeting with members of academia, companies, post editors, and also translation companies, where we talk very specifically about best practices on training the post editors of the future. So I'll try to answer, taking into account all the insights that we discuss on a monthly basis in this special interest group. So you said, you used the word attractive. I think it's really relatable. From what I've seen and from what I've listened so far, I don't think it seems attractive anymore. And this is something that it's been said in common by students and freelancers who have been working in the industry for a long time, and newcomers as well. So I know it looks a bit gloomy, but this is the perspective that I'm getting. I think it's important that it doesn't seem that it's very attractive, but I do think that it's still necessary. So I'll try to explain. I know, or it seems that we're still under this hype moment with AI, and especially Gen AI. There's still a lot of companies and people who have such high expectations about what Gen AI can do, and how Gen AI can possibly replace translators. I don't, honestly, I mean, I've been experiencing, we can come back to this later, right, in the next questions, but from my experience so far, and from the experience of other people from the industry who are experimenting with Gen AI, it doesn't seem to be the case. So, and this is like a recurring gloomy scenario, right? Like, and at the beginning, rule machine translation was going to replace translators. Then statistical machine translation was going to do the same. Then the same happened with neural machine translation. And here we are, and it seems that we are still needed. I think it's less attractive because also the idea, or how to say, the traditional idea of the translator who's involved in the process, right, like at the end of it, like there's one source which is generated by humans, and then it's being sent to a translator, then to a reviewer. I think this is all blurry. It still exists for many content types, but I think the type of texts where this workflow, this traditional idea of a translator is valid, I think it's shrinking, it's being reduced. And maybe this is still the reason why some students are still, enrolling for translation studies, and because they're getting aware little by little that this traditional view is shrinking. That's what's causing the translation studies not being so attractive. But I like to insist on the fact that I still believe there should be translation studies. Because the role of the translator is still needed in the process. Where we'll see how it goes, but it's still needed based on my point of view.